Only the aware will stay. Archangel Michael's message is clear. ****, don't scroll, listen to this, because the fact that you're still here already says more about you than you realize, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Listen carefully. Archangel Michael says awareness is not something you chase, it's something that finds you when you are ready to stop running from yourself. And you stopped. Even for a moment. That pause wasn't accidental. It was alignment interrupting distraction. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness doesn't arrive with noise, it arrives with a feeling, a subtle stillness, a quiet pull that says, stay. There's something here for you. Listen to this. The ones who stay are not the strongest, the loudest, or the most confident. They are the ones who feel the shift in their body before their mind catches up. The ones who notice their breath slow. The ones whose chest softens instead of tightens. Your heart needs this right now because that softening is recognition. Recognition that you've been living on autopilot in some areas of your life, moving forward because momentum told you to, not because alignment confirmed it. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael is speaking directly to you in this moment because awareness is the protection you prayed for without knowing how it would arrive. Listen to this. Awareness stops cycles before they repeat. It pauses the old response before it takes over. It creates space between impulse and choice. That space is sacred. That space is where destiny quietly changes direction. Don't scroll. This message is for you because you've been sensing for a while that something in your life feels familiar but heavy, normal but draining, acceptable but not aligned. Awareness is why you couldn't ignore that feeling anymore. Listen to this. Your spiritual awakening didn't begin with signs in the sky. It began with discomfort in your spirit. You started questioning what once felt automatic. You started noticing when your energy dropped after certain conversations. You started feeling tired of explaining yourself, of enduring confusion, of being strong without being supported. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness always comes before release. Listen to this. Angel numbers didn't appear randomly around you. They appeared as confirmations that awareness was active. 1111 showed up when alignment was already forming, reminding you that noticing is the miracle. 222 appeared when balance depended on restraint, when the most powerful move was not reacting. 444 arrived when you were tired but protected, letting you know you weren't holding everything alone even when it felt that way. Your heart needs this right now because awareness reassures without rushing. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael says the aware ones often feel different, not better, not worse, just separate from the noise. You may feel like you don't fit the pace around you anymore. You don't rush the way you used to. You don't tolerate confusion the same way. You don't chase clarity, you wait for it. Listen to this. That is not isolation, that is elevation. Awareness lifts you out of cycles quietly, without needing chaos to force change. Don't scroll. This message is for you because love and soulmate energy are deeply connected to awareness. The aware stop mistaking intensity for destiny. They stop confusing anxiety with passion. They recognize that real love doesn't require panic, performance, or endurance. Recognition feels calm. Recognition feels mutual. Recognition feels safe in the body. Listen to this. If something pressures your timing, dismisses your intuition, or makes you feel heavy for asking for clarity, awareness is already telling you the truth. Your heart needs this right now because awareness is how you stop choosing from fear and start choosing from peace. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael is clear about this. Awareness is not about knowing what to do next, it's about knowing what not to repeat. It's about noticing the moment before the wrong turn feels normal again. It's about catching yourself before old habits speak louder than your intuition. Listen to this. The aware ones don't always have answers, but they trust their signals. They listen to their bodies. They respect their pauses. They don't rush just because silence feels uncomfortable. Don't scroll. This message is for you because silence no longer scares you the way it used to. Silence now feels informative, not threatening. In silence, you hear yourself clearly. In silence, guidance doesn't compete with noise. Your heart needs this right now because awareness thrives in stillness. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael says the aware often feel emotional for no obvious reason, a lump in the throat, a warmth behind the eyes, a deep sigh that releases something you didn't know you were holding. That emotion is not weakness, it's truth surfacing gently. Listen to this. Truth doesn't always arrive as words, sometimes it arrives as relief. Don't scroll. This message is for you because staying until now means something inside you recognized itself. Recognition is the first step of alignment. Alignment doesn't rush forward blindly, it settles first. It grounds. It reassures. Listen to this. After this moment, you may notice subtle shifts, you respond slower, explain less, tolerate confusion less, trust yourself more. These are not changes you force, they are changes awareness creates naturally. Your heart needs this right now because awareness changes how you move through life without demanding effort. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael wants you to remember this before this part ends. Not everyone will stay when awareness invites them to pause. Many will scroll away because awareness asks for presence, not distraction. You stayed. And staying means you were ready to receive, not just hear. Stay here a little longer. Feel how calm feels different from fear. That calm is your confirmation. And Archangel Michael's message is clear, the aware do not rush forward asleep, they move forward awake, protected, and exactly on time. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you are still here for part 2, Archangel Michael is speaking now to what awareness is about to change in you, and your heart needs this right now. This is where staying becomes transformation, where noticing turns into choosing, and where destiny begins to respond to your presence. Listen carefully. Awareness is not passive, it's active protection. The moment you become aware, you stop moving on autopilot. You interrupt old reflexes before they decide for you. You begin to feel the difference between urgency and alignment, between pressure and peace. Don't scroll. This message is for you because you've reached a point where the cost of staying unaware is higher than the discomfort of changing. Listen to this. Archangel Michael says the aware ones often feel a quiet tension before a breakthrough, not fear, but anticipation, because awareness is the doorway where the old self and the emerging self meet. You may feel like you're shedding something without knowing exactly what it is yet. That's normal. That's awareness loosening attachments that no longer fit who you're becoming. Your heart needs this right now because becoming aware can feel lonely before it feels liberating. Don't scroll. The aware notice how much energy they've been spending just to keep things normal. Normal conversations that drain you. Normal obligations that feel heavy. Normal relationships that require you to explain yourself repeatedly. Awareness asks a brave question: does this still belong in my life? Listen to this. You don't have to answer that question immediately. Awareness doesn't demand action, it invites honesty. Don't scroll. This message is for you because honesty is the medicine you've been avoiding, not because it's harsh, but because it's freeing. Listen to this. Your spiritual awakening is deepening now, moving beyond signs and into embodiment. You don't just see angel numbers anymore, you feel when alignment is present. 1111 no longer excites you, it steadies you. 222 doesn't rush you, it balances you. 444 doesn't startle you, it reassures you when you rest instead of push. These signs are mirrors now, reflecting your awareness back to you. Your heart needs this right now because reassurance replaces anxiety when awareness is trusted. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael speaks clearly here. The aware ones stop asking, "What should I do?" and start asking, "What feels true in my body?" This shift is everything. The body knows before the mind justifies. Tightness is information. Relief is confirmation. Calm is alignment. Listen to this. If something requires you to ignore your body to stay engaged, awareness is already signaling a misalignment. Don't scroll. This message is for you because love and soulmate energy are recalibrating through awareness. The aware ones no longer chase intensity or confusion. They recognize that real love doesn't keep them guessing, proving, or performing. Recognition feels calm. Recognition feels mutual. Recognition feels like your nervous system can finally exhale. Listen to this. If slowing down makes something clearer, it's aligned. If slowing down makes something pressure you, that pressure is not destiny, it's information. Your heart needs this right now because awareness teaches you to read signals without obeying fear. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael says awareness also brings grief, not because you failed, but because you're finally seeing where you outgrew something you once fought to keep. You may grieve time, energy, versions of yourself who tried so hard. That grief is not punishment, it's completion. Listen to this. Completion is holy. Completion makes room for what can finally meet you without costing your peace. Don't scroll. This message is for you because the aware ones learn to let go without drama. They don't need collapse to justify change. They don't need chaos to create movement. They simply choose differently when truth becomes visible. Listen to this. Awareness will change how you respond. You'll reply slower. You'll explain less. You'll tolerate confusion for shorter periods. You'll choose rest without apology. These shifts may feel subtle, but they are powerful. Your heart needs this right now because subtle changes create lasting peace. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael reminds you that awareness doesn't isolate you, it aligns you. Some connections may fade naturally as you stop feeding what drains you. Others will deepen effortlessly as your presence becomes clearer. This is not loss, it's refinement. Listen to this. The aware ones attract what matches their steadiness. Don't scroll. You may notice moments of stillness where nothing dramatic happens, and that's the point. Awareness thrives in stillness. In stillness, intuition doesn't compete with noise. In stillness, truth doesn't need to shout. Your heart needs this right now because stillness is where you remember who you are without roles, expectations, or urgency. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael wants you to know this before part 2 closes. Awareness is not about becoming different, it's about becoming honest. Honest with your energy. Honest with your timing. Honest with your needs. Honesty simplifies everything. Listen to this. The aware don't rush to the next thing, they let the next thing come to them. And because you stayed, because you listened, awareness has already begun rearranging your path quietly, gently, and with protection. Stay here a moment longer. Feel how calm feels different from fear. That calm is not emptiness, it's alignment settling in. And Archangel Michael's message remains clear: only the aware will stay, and those who stay don't just hear guidance, they become it. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you are still here for part 3, Archangel Michael is now speaking to the responsibility of awareness, and your heart needs this right now. This is where staying awake begins to reshape your life in ways that feel subtle at first, but powerful over time. Listen carefully. Awareness is not just something you feel, it's something you carry. Once you see clearly, you cannot unsee. Once you sense misalignment, your soul will not allow you to pretend it's comfortable again. And that is not a burden, it is a gift. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness marks the moment you stop being available for what drains you, even when it looks familiar, even when it once felt meaningful. Listen to this. Archangel Michael says the aware ones often feel a strange mixture of calm and sadness at this stage, calm because truth is settling, sadness because you realize how long you survived without it. You may think back to moments where you ignored your intuition, explained away red flags, or stayed loyal to situations that quietly exhausted you. That reflection is not meant to shame you, it is meant to release you. Your heart needs this right now because compassion for your past self is part of awakening. Don't scroll. Awareness doesn't make you cold, it makes you precise. You begin to see where your energy leaks, where your time disappears, where your emotional labor is taken for granted. And instead of fighting those realizations, you start honoring them. Listen to this. Honoring awareness doesn't mean cutting everything off or making dramatic changes overnight. It means choosing differently when the moment comes again. Don't scroll. This message is for you because the moment will come again. Awareness always brings a test, not to punish you, but to confirm your growth. Listen to this. The test will look familiar. A conversation that pulls you back into over-explaining. A connection that asks you to settle for confusion again. An obligation that assumes your availability without asking. Awareness is what will make you pause this time. Awareness is what will make you feel the difference in your body before your mind starts negotiating. Your heart needs this right now because pausing is how cycles end without pain. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael reminds you that the aware ones no longer need chaos to create change. You used to wait for something to break before you allowed yourself to move on. Now, awareness allows you to move before breaking happens. That is protection in its highest form. Listen to this. Your spiritual awakening has matured into discernment. You don't just notice signs, you respond to them differently. Angel numbers still appear, but now they feel like confirmation, not instruction. 1111 feels like alignment holding steady. 222 feels like balance maintained because you didn't overextend. 444 feels like reassurance that rest will not cost you anything meant for you. Your heart needs this right now because discernment replaces anxiety when awareness is trusted. Don't scroll. This message touches love and soulmate energy at a deeper level now. Awareness changes how you love. You no longer chase connection out of fear of loss. You no longer stay silent to keep harmony. You no longer confuse emotional intensity with emotional depth. Recognition feels calm. Recognition feels safe. Recognition feels mutual. Listen to this. If someone requires you to abandon your pace, your boundaries, or your intuition to stay connected, awareness is already giving you the answer. Don't scroll. This message is for you because the love meant for you will not demand you sleep through your own needs. It will meet you awake. Listen to this. Awareness also changes how you deal with uncertainty. Instead of rushing to resolve discomfort, you allow it to exist without panic. You let clarity arrive naturally. You trust that what is aligned does not disappear when you stop chasing it. Your heart needs this right now because urgency was never intuition, it was fear dressed as responsibility. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael says the aware ones begin to value peace over proof. You no longer need to be right, seen, or validated in every situation. You value how something feels more than how it looks. That shift alone rearranges your entire life. Listen to this. As awareness integrates, you may notice you speak less but mean more. You engage selectively. You feel less pulled into drama. You don't react the way you used to. These are signs that awareness is becoming embodied. Don't scroll. This message is for you because embodiment is where awakening becomes permanent. Listen to this. Some people may not understand your changes. They may feel you've become distant, slower, or harder to access. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're no longer available for unconscious dynamics. Awareness naturally filters what can stay. Your heart needs this right now because filtering is not rejection, it's alignment. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael wants you to hear this clearly. You are not responsible for waking others up. Your task is not to convince, explain, or rescue. Your task is to stay awake. Staying awake means honoring your signals. Staying awake means choosing peace even when chaos invites you back. Staying awake means trusting that alignment will recognize alignment. Listen to this. The aware ones do not force outcomes. They allow life to meet them at their level of presence. And presence changes everything. Don't scroll. There may be moments when staying aware feels uncomfortable, especially when the old way would have been easier. But ease without alignment always costs more later. Awareness costs less in the long run because it prevents regret. Your heart needs this right now because regret is heavier than change. Don't scroll. As this part comes to a close, take a slow breath. Feel how steady you are. That steadiness is not hesitation, it's strength without urgency. And Archangel Michael's message remains unwavering: only the aware will stay, and those who stay do not just witness their destiny, they participate in shaping it, consciously, calmly, and protected every step of the way. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you are still here for part 4, Archangel Michael is now revealing why awareness feels heavier before it feels freeing, and your heart needs this right now. This is the stage where truth stops being theoretical and starts asking you to live it, gently but honestly. Listen carefully. Awareness is powerful, but it is not comfortable at first, because once you become aware, you can no longer numb yourself with excuses, distractions, or familiar patterns. You begin to feel things more clearly, not just joy, but misalignment, fatigue, emotional imbalance, and that clarity can feel overwhelming before it becomes empowering. Don't scroll. This message is for you because many people wake up just enough to feel uncomfortable, then rush back to sleep. You stayed. That means you're ready to understand what awareness is really doing inside you. Listen to this. Archangel Michael says awareness strips illusion quietly. It doesn't rip things away, it loosens them until they fall on their own. That's why you may feel like certain relationships, habits, or beliefs don't fit the same way anymore, even if nothing bad happened. Your heart needs this right now because not everything ends through conflict, some things end through clarity. Don't scroll. Awareness is changing how you feel time. You no longer rush decisions the way you used to. You no longer panic in silence. You no longer feel comfortable agreeing just to keep momentum. Instead, you pause. And that pause is unfamiliar because your old self survived by moving fast. Listen to this. Speed once protected you. Now, speed drains you. Awareness is teaching you that safety no longer comes from urgency, it comes from alignment. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness is rewiring your nervous system. Your body is learning that stillness is not danger. Silence is not abandonment. Waiting is not loss. That's why moments of calm might feel strange or emotional at first. Your system is adjusting to peace. Your heart needs this right now because peace feels foreign when chaos was normal. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael is also speaking to grief that awareness brings. Grief for illusions you believed in, versions of people you hoped would show up, futures you imagined that were built on effort instead of reciprocity. That grief is real, and it's valid. But listen carefully, grief does not mean you were wrong to hope. It means you were brave enough to care. Awareness allows you to honor that courage without repeating the sacrifice. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness does not make you cynical, it makes you discerning. You still believe in love, connection, and purpose, but you no longer give blind access to your heart. You ask, does this nourish me, before you ask, does this need me? That single question changes everything. Listen to this. Love and soulmate energy are shifting again here. Awareness is preparing you for love that meets you awake, not exhausted. Love that doesn't rush your healing or test your worth. Love that doesn't demand proof through pain. Recognition feels calm. Recognition feels mutual. Recognition feels safe in your body. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness is teaching you that longing is not the same as alignment. You no longer chase potential, you respond to presence. Listen to this. Archangel Michael says the aware ones begin to feel lonelier before they feel more connected, not because they are losing people, but because they are losing tolerance for what drains them. That loneliness is temporary. It's the quiet space where alignment rearranges your life. Your heart needs this right now because space is not emptiness, it's preparation. Don't scroll. Awareness also changes how you speak. You may find yourself saying less, explaining less, justifying less. Not because you don't care, but because you no longer need to convince others of your truth. Truth doesn't argue, it stands. Listen to this. That calm confidence is awareness stabilizing. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael wants you to understand this clearly. Awareness does not ask you to cut people off harshly or abandon responsibilities recklessly. It asks you to choose yourself honestly. Sometimes that means saying no. Sometimes it means waiting. Sometimes it means letting something fade naturally instead of forcing closure. Your heart needs this right now because natural endings hurt less than forced endurance. Don't scroll. You may notice that after moments of awareness, your dreams become more vivid, your intuition sharper, your tolerance for chaos lower. These are signs that you are no longer asleep to your own needs. Listen to this. Angel numbers may still appear, but now they feel quieter, less like alerts and more like confirmations. 1111 feels like a steady nod. 222 feels like balance holding. 444 feels like reassurance when you choose rest. Your heart needs this right now because reassurance replaces fear when awareness is trusted. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael also reminds you that awareness does not make you responsible for fixing everything you now see. Seeing is not fixing. Noticing is not solving. Your role is not to carry the weight of truth, it is to live in it gently. Listen to this. Trying to fix everything will exhaust you again. Living honestly will not. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness refines your direction without force. You don't need a map for the whole journey, you only need to recognize the next aligned step. And that step often looks like rest, honesty, or restraint, not action. Your heart needs this right now because restraint is wisdom when urgency is no longer necessary. Don't scroll. As this part settles, notice how grounded you feel even while emotions move. That grounding is new. That grounding is growth. That grounding is proof that awareness is no longer overwhelming you, it's supporting you. Listen to this. Archangel Michael's message remains clear and steady. Awareness is not here to burden you, it's here to liberate you. And the reason only the aware will stay, is because staying means you are ready to live awake, even when it feels unfamiliar, knowing that what comes next will finally meet you at the level of clarity, peace, and truth you've earned simply by listening. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you are still here for part 5, Archangel Michael is now speaking to the reward of awareness, and your heart needs this right now. This is where everything you've been feeling begins to make sense, where the discomfort softens into confidence, and where staying awake starts to feel like peace instead of pressure. Listen carefully. Awareness does not leave you stranded, it positions you. It moves you out of places where you were surviving and into places where you can finally receive. But before receiving feels natural, your heart has to learn something new, that you are allowed to be supported without proving your worth through struggle. Don't scroll. This message is for you because you have spent a long time believing that effort equals value, that endurance equals love, that carrying weight equals loyalty. Awareness is gently dismantling those beliefs, not to strip you of meaning, but to return meaning to you. Listen to this. Archangel Michael says the aware ones often feel a quiet fear when peace begins to settle, not because peace is wrong, but because chaos once felt familiar. Familiar does not mean safe. Familiar does not mean aligned. Familiar only means practiced. Your heart needs this right now because awareness is teaching you to trust what is newly calm instead of clinging to what is old and heavy. Don't scroll. This message is for you because your nervous system is learning a new rhythm. You're no longer bracing for impact. You're no longer scanning for what might go wrong. You're beginning to rest inside yourself. And that rest can feel vulnerable at first because it removes armor you once relied on. Listen to this. Vulnerability without danger feels strange until it feels freeing. Awareness teaches you that you no longer need to stay guarded to stay safe. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael wants you to recognize how your inner dialogue has already changed. You're less harsh with yourself. You question your exhaustion instead of blaming yourself for it. You ask, "What do I need?" instead of, "What do I owe?" That shift is enormous. Your heart needs this right now because self-compassion is the language awareness speaks fluently. Don't scroll. Love and soulmate energy are responding to this shift now. Awareness changes what you attract because it changes what you tolerate. You no longer entertain inconsistency disguised as mystery. You no longer accept emotional distance disguised as independence. You no longer chase connection that requires you to abandon yourself. Recognition feels calm. Recognition feels mutual. Recognition feels like your presence is welcomed, not tested. Listen to this. Archangel Michael is protecting you from relationships that would have thrived on your unawareness. Those dynamics fade when you stop feeding them with overgiving and silence. This is not rejection, it is refinement. Your heart needs this right now because refinement prepares you for love that doesn't need you to shrink to fit. Don't scroll. Awareness also changes your relationship with time. You no longer feel behind. You no longer rush milestones. You trust that what is aligned arrives when you are ready to sustain it, not just experience it. That trust calms urgency. Listen to this. Urgency was never intuition, it was fear trying to feel productive. Awareness replaces urgency with timing. Timing feels patient. Timing feels steady. Timing feels like things unfold without forcing. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael says the aware ones stop chasing outcomes and start honoring process. Process teaches you who you are becoming, not just where you are going. Your heart needs this right now because process builds peace that lasts longer than quick wins. Don't scroll. You may notice your reactions have softened. What once triggered anxiety now invites curiosity. What once demanded explanation now receives silence. What once felt unbearable now feels manageable. These are not signs of detachment, they are signs of regulation. Listen to this. A regulated heart hears guidance clearly. Don't scroll. Awareness is also bringing confidence, not loud confidence, not performative confidence, but quiet certainty. You trust yourself to handle what comes without rehearsing disaster. You trust your intuition without interrogating it. You trust your boundaries without defending them. That confidence feels grounded because it doesn't rely on approval. Your heart needs this right now because grounded confidence is unshakable. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something important before this part closes. Awareness does not promise a life without challenges, it promises a life where challenges no longer consume you. You will still feel, still care, still love deeply, but you will not lose yourself in the process. Awareness keeps you anchored while you move. Listen to this. Being anchored is the greatest protection. Don't scroll. As awareness integrates, you may notice joy appearing quietly. A moment of peace, a laugh without tension, a breath that feels full. These moments are not small, they are evidence. Evidence that staying awake is working. Evidence that alignment is stabilizing. Evidence that you are no longer living from depletion. Your heart needs this right now because joy without fear is the soul's reward. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael affirms this gently and clearly. Staying awake was never about being superior or separate, it was about being ready. Ready to receive love that feels safe. Ready to choose paths that feel true. Ready to live without carrying weight that was never yours. And the reason only the aware will stay, is because staying requires courage, not the courage to fight, but the courage to rest, to trust, and to move forward without armor. Stay here for one final breath. Feel how steady you are. That steadiness is not temporary. It is the foundation awareness has built within you. And from here, what comes next will meet you at the level of peace, clarity, and truth you now carry, because you stayed awake long enough to become it. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you are still here at the very end, this message reached you exactly as Archangel Michael intended, and your heart needs this right now. This is the closing moment that only the aware experience, the quiet confirmation that staying present changed something real inside you. Listen carefully. You didn't stay because you were bored, curious, or waiting for drama. You stayed because something in your spirit recognized truth without needing proof. That recognition is sacred. It's the moment awareness becomes embodied, when you stop searching outside yourself and begin trusting what you feel inside. Archangel Michael says this clearly, staying until the end was not about patience, it was about readiness. Readiness to release the old way of moving through life on autopilot. Readiness to stop confusing urgency with purpose. Readiness to choose alignment even when it asks you to slow down. Don't scroll. This message is for you because awareness is not the loud awakening people imagine, it's the quiet decision to listen when distraction invites you away. And you listened. Listen to this. The reason this ending feels calm instead of explosive is because alignment never needs to shock you into truth. It settles you into it. That steadiness you feel, even if it's subtle, is confirmation. Confirmation that you can trust yourself without rehearsing outcomes, that you can love without losing yourself, that you can rest without falling behind. Your heart needs this right now because this is the moment fear stops driving and clarity takes the wheel. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something important before this message completes. Awareness was never meant to isolate you, it was meant to position you. Position you where peace can finally reach you. Position you where love doesn't demand endurance. Position you where decisions feel clean instead of conflicted. Listen to this. Love and soulmate energy shift here in a profound way. The love meant for you does not require you to stay asleep to yourself. It does not need confusion to feel alive. It does not punish your boundaries or test your worth. Recognition feels calm. Recognition feels mutual. Recognition feels like your nervous system can rest while your heart stays open. If something faded as you became aware, it was not a loss, it was protection completing its work. Don't scroll. This message is for you because destiny does not chase you, it responds to you. As awareness integrates, you become magnetic in a different way. You attract what matches your steadiness, not what feeds your anxiety. Listen to this. Angel numbers may still appear after this, but they will land differently now. 1111 will feel like a quiet smile from the universe, not a question. 222 will feel like balance holding without effort. 444 will feel like reassurance when you choose rest over force. These are no longer wake-up calls, they are acknowledgments. Your heart needs this right now because acknowledgement is what allows peace to stay. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael says the aware ones do not rush back into noise after stillness, they carry stillness with them. You will notice this in small ways. You'll pause before responding. You'll choose clarity over convenience. You'll tolerate confusion for shorter periods. You'll trust your body's signals without debating them. These are not changes you perform, they are changes awareness makes naturally. Listen to this. Some people may not recognize you the same way anymore. That's okay. You didn't change to be understood, you changed to be aligned. Alignment always reshapes relationships gently, without explanation. Don't scroll. This message is for you because staying until the end means you were ready to integrate, not just consume. Most people scroll away when messages get quiet. You stayed when it got still. Stillness is where transformation finishes its work. Listen to this. Take one slow breath right now. Feel how grounded you are. Feel how calm feels different from fear. That calm is not emptiness, it's authority without force. Authority over your pace. Authority over your energy. Authority over your choices. Don't scroll. Archangel Michael confirms this gently and finally, awareness was the protection you asked for. Staying was the decision that activated it. And from this moment forward, your life will respond to your presence, not your panic. You will move forward awake, not rushed. Protected, not pressured. Open, not overextended. And this is why only the aware will stay, because staying requires courage of a different kind, the courage to be present, to trust the quiet truth inside you, and to walk forward without armor, knowing peace is no longer something you chase, it's something you carry.